much hurt do you need to hold on to make you feel safe and happy? Can you let this hurt go? Will I let this hurt go? If so, how do I? Hi, my name is Kyle. Maybe you've just come to the right place to learn the process of letting go. Letting go is an interesting prospect for a therapist to teach or convey to a person, considering that most people who really do this well have no idea how they do it. Sometimes it can be quite confusing and disempowering for a person who struggles with this concept. There can be a myriad of reasons why it can be difficult. The main thing is that telling someone to do something doesn't always help. There's an old saying, if you give a person a fish, then their stomach is full. But if you can teach a person how to fish, their stomach is never empty. This reminds me of a time when I personally found it hard to let something go. I was consumed in living in a place where I didn't feel safe. And at the time, it was dark. I was actually comfortable lying in bed and listening to an audio book written by the educator, fantastic counselor and motivator, John Bradshwaw, called Homecoming. And somewhere in the words he conveyed, I personally envisioned a scene of a child who was in great emotional turmoil, and an older, wiser, loved person taught this child how to use a swing for the very first time. And in this process, John describes letting go in a most kind and loving way. In my mind, the two were walking in a park. There was a blue in blue absorbed sky. There may have been sounds of either children playing and smells of a barbecue. Even laughter could be occurring now. However, internally, the child was still upset. The older loved one holds the hand of the child and looks in the distance and sees a swing, and internally remembers the feeling created from the very first time they learnt to use a swing. And the loved one turns to the child with a smile. I know what will cheer you up. Let's swing on the swing together. The child said to the loved one, I have never swung on a swing before. I don't know how to swing on the swing. I'm not sure if I'm capable of swinging on the swing. The loved one said, I'm here. I have. I'll show you how. It's not really that hard. And once you know how to let go and just swing, you'll never forget. With reluctance, the child approaches the swing, and the dear one picks up the child and gently places the child on its swing. The child grabs the rope. The dear one starts pulling the child on the swing towards themselves, higher and higher. Now, the child starts with white knuckling the ropes, turns around and grabs the loved one, frozen, stuck alive. The dear one speaks, I am here for you. I can see that this is hard for you. I understand that this is scary for you. But if you let go of me now, I can guarantee that your life will change in a better way. In fact, you might even find a lighter feeling in life. The child reluctantly just lets go. Now detached. At first the child has an uncomfortable feeling, and very soon a miracle occurs within the child. Something kind begins to stir at an absorbed, different level, and the corner of the child's lips starts to raise. Fully risen now, a smile is formed, and it's only halfway on the ride. As the child starts to rise, the child's spirits grow, and when the child meets the very top, there's a full-blown, new, detached child, full of laughter and relief. The child yells out, "Yippee-ki-yay!" The child swings all the way back, and the loved one catches the child. Reluctant to let go of the child now, out of love, the child says, "Let me go, let me go, let me go now." And for the very first time, the child understands the process of letting go. And the loved one has released the child with love.